Hey, I'm Heather Reid. I'm one of the original members of the Murmurs, co-founder. And I'm very, very pleased to be here with Xtra Magazine.
What was it like to be an openly queer musician in the 90s?
Well, for us, it was a little bit tricky, obviously, because not that many people were out, and when we were signed, nobody even questioned our sexuality. So we were living out and proud back then. I mean, I had rainbow-colored hair.
You paralyze my mind, and for that you suck.
Not that anybody ever said anything to us that we had to be in the closet, but we were on this show called Loveline on K-Rock. I remember out here in Los Angeles, and the question was asked, well, are you guys a couple? And I got really defensive, and I said, well, why do you need to know? And he's like, well, if you're not answering, then you are. And so, and he kind of really pushed, and it became, I got upset because I felt like, why is this an issue? And of course, I was a lot younger. So I know for sure I would have handled it completely differently. But for Leisha and myself, we were just who we were, and that we made no apologies or excuses for that. So we had a lot of fun because we felt very good in our bodies and who we were.
How does working solo compare to collaborating with other artists?
You know, no matter what, even when I'm writing solo, I'm collaborating in the studio. So, and I'm a big collaborator. I love working with other people because it just adds flavor. It's like putting spices in a dish of food. I would say there's not a huge difference because the people that I do choose to collaborate with, as far as songwriting goes, I have a relationship with, and it's fun to just like mix that dynamic. Melodically and lyrically, Leisha and I were two peas in a pod as far as that dynamic went. We used to finish each other's sentences. So that's how that experience was. And now it's just, I just write from my heart. It's what I've been doing almost my whole life. Since I was 12, I've been writing songs. And so it just comes very naturally for me.
Who would you love to collaborate with next?
I think he's in his 90s now, but if Stephen Sondheim called and said, Heather, let me teach you a thing or two about lyrics, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I love, I'm really, as you might know, into Broadway and musical theater. And Pasek and Paul are two of my favorite songwriters right now as far as musical theater goes. What
appeals to you about musicals that's different from like touring and playing in a band?
When I saw Annie when I was a little girl, I was hooked, and I wanted to be Annie. I wanted to be in the cast of Annie. It's so funny because I feel like when you're in a musical, you're a character, and you're, singing from a character point of view. And as a songwriter and a composer and all that, singer-songwriter, you're singing from your heart. And it's not that you're not singing from your heart, but like when you're Eponine, you're not you're Eponine in Les Mis. And I feel like that's just something that's a part of me, and I love writing characters and singing, and even in my demos that I record for my musicals, I usually play all the different parts and do all the different voices for the demos. So it's just something that I love to do.
You're working on new musicals as well. Can you tell us a little bit about those projects?
Yes, let's see. I'm working on a show right now. The working title is Tinseltown. Nicholas Coster's writing the book, and I'm writing music and lyrics, and we came up with the idea together. And it's a reflection on Hollywood back in the day, in the 1950s into the 60s, and it touches on being in the closet and what that was like, and the secrets and the scandals, and the high stakes back then about being gay.
What's your favorite musical?
From the past, I would say Les Mis and Annie. I mean, those are no-brainers. But for modern day shows, I loved Dear Evan Hansen. I thought it was so good.
What music do you have on heavy rotation right now?
Well, my kids are, they listen to like Imagine Dragons and The Weeknd and all that stuff. And I actually do like those bands, but I'll put on like the Indigo Girls and yep, that's me. An artist that I do really love is Maggie Rogers.
Back in my body, yeah.
And she's a new artist. Okay, so there you go.
I have an energy that soars up above. Ooh, I've got a light inside that glares with my love. Oh, no matter what they say, I'll never give up. I'm gonna stay right here, right now, right here, right now, with you.
Resilience is a main theme in your new music video, Right Here, Right Now. What things help you remain hopeful?
That song Right Here, Right Now is a song from my heart. I wrote it for myself. I mean, just to remind myself of the energy that I have inside and the will and the wanting to be here. You know, we're here. Here we are we're here on this planet. Like, we have to do everything we can that we can find inside of us to fight for the joy and fight for good health and take care of ourselves. Even I'm like, wait a second, I'm having a hard day as well. And my friend literally just said to me, Heather, you're not a Buddhist monk. Yeah, you're human. And I sometimes forget that, because after the leukemia, especially after the leukemia, and I kind of came home and was in the recovery phase, I really got heavy into meditation. There are nuggets that you can have gratitude for, and love. And these all may sound cliche, but you know, even when you're in a dark moment, you can think of, you know, you can love yourself. These are little things that I do, and to stay hopeful and to stay in gratitude, mostly stay present.
What advice would you give to your teenage self?
Here's what I would say. I would say, Heather, just be yourself. Don't get locked in the cycle of fear, and believe in yourself, because life will throw you beautiful experiences and you'll have some curveballs in there, but everything will always be okay as long as you keep that positive attitude and keep the light inside burning bright. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can check out my music video for Right Here, Right Now on YouTube. My Instagram handle is Heather Reid. And by the way, I'm just learning that. So come and check me out on Instagram. And I just wish all of you the best in the whole wide world, in life and everything. And thanks again. This is Xtra.